All right, Aquarius. So this is your reading. Ugh, I can't squeeze into my seat. All right. Okay, so center of your focus of this reading is this new beginning, this new emotional blessing beginning, new love, new job that you love, something going on. And there's this woman coming in here. I don't know if this is you, Aquarius. This is a fire sign typically. Doesn't have to be. Could be you and your Queen of Wands energy, which would be somebody who's attracting what they want. They're magnetic. They're go-getter. They're very confident. They are very creative. They're very fashionable. I have a lot of lion and kitten symbolism here, which is very witchy, and with her staff there. So she's got the power. She's ambitious. She's driven. But she's not like somebody she's not just a steamroller. She knows she can get the attention that she wants by projecting this persona, this image, her characteristics, like highlighting her best aspects in order to attract what she desires and to manifest what she desires. So that's nice. That's very nice. This could be somebody who you're starting a relationship with. This could be somebody who is hiring you for a job. And now I believe she's helping the situation. It is in that position where it can hurt or help. And I believe she's helping the situation. I don't know. So Aquarius, what you're thinking about is your independence. You're thinking about what you've built so far financially, how far you've come, what you've achieved, and where you want to take the next step in terms of building your legacy, or maybe it's financial matters of some kind that you're looking to square away, another notch in your belt in terms of your status, your reputation, in terms of how you see yourself in the scope of the garden that you've been growing and tending to, what you've been building. Now, there's a lot of animals, like I said, and this can be something significant for you. I don't know if this is a new animal that's coming in. I do have birds, I have cats, I have, lots of bird and cat energy here. Anything else? Fox. So animals could be significant in some sort of way. There's a lot of fast movement and energy being put into something. Lots of messages talking about, I almost said the Queen of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles is the single person, right? Somebody who's established themselves, bachelor, bachelorette type situation. And you might be talking to a few people, or you might be thinking that you're going to put forth a great deal of energy into getting this last pentacle, or getting whatever this is off the ground. What you don't see, what you're unaware of, what's going on in the subconscious. Friends that have a new beginning of some kind. Somebody could be getting married, and that could come as a surprise to you. You could be getting proposed to. I don't have the Two of Cups anywhere. I do have that Ace of Cups. This is more likely a situation of a celebration about a new beginning that you're starting. So this could be a new job. This could be your friends throwing you a surprise birthday party. This could be meeting with friends and the new beginning. It could be a very hot and steamy romantic situation here. You could meet this person while you're out with your friends, but you're not aware of that yet. It hasn't come up yet. What else? Yeah, there's something here about a celebration of people coming together and enjoying each other's company, and there is something fertile about the situation. So this could be even a business meeting that you're not aware of yet that could lead to you furthering your career in some sort of way, being very happy about some creative new artistic project that you're doing that you're going to collaborate with somebody with or friends. In the past, there was something about some sort of confusions, illusions about some anxiety, feeling like you couldn't, um, that you were looking out through a keyhole at the world, that you were anxious about and unsure about what was out there. Maybe that was more of a challenge for you to put yourself out there, and because this is a very a solitude kind of thing. I mean, the birds can be a couple, but in this situation, I'm thinking not so much. I do have that single card here. She's also, unless she's paired with the King of Wands, and I don't see him anywhere. She's single lady as well. I have the Queen of Swords here. That's the divorcee, somebody who just got out of a relationship or has been in serious relationships that didn't work out, and she's learned her lessons and stuff like that. Um, I feel like there's more responsibility coming to you at your job in the future, but I don't know. Here you have something where it was like a relationship, possibly a marriage. It could have been that there was a lot of confusion, emotional chaos. You didn't know what was up, what was down, and you felt trapped, closed in, or stuck in some sort of way. That's another way it can play out. That's in the past. Um, you're going to have some new friends. You're going to meet some new friends. People are coming in that are going to be good for you in your life. They're going to help you start new things, and you'll be excited about life again in some sort of way. Yeah, but like I think work has been a lot, and there's just been a lot of pulling on you. There's a lot of heaviness here in career. But things are still going good. Like you still enjoy what you do, and you're making the best of the situation. In your advice, a need to finish or complete something, or there's a delay that you're noticing that there's some sort of help or assistance that has been either not being given or has ended in some sort of way. And this could have to do with a relationship, a partnership in business, a romantic relationship. But there seems to be, when I get crickets in reverse, I feel like there's still communication going on. It's not like something hasn't completely ended yet. There's something here where you've been talking, but the ending has not come in. Or this is an end to a cycle where you feel like you're not being helped and you're asking for it now. You're not going to struggle anymore because you have more people in your life that are willing to give you assistance, or maybe you're getting more help at work now so it's balancing things out, making things more fair. Before you might have not communicated, now you're speaking up about the help that you need. So that's good. How other people see you. They see you as somebody who has been through quite a bit and who's probably hardened in some sort of way. The Queen of Swords typically is a card of, I want to say Libra. But it can be any of the air signs, Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini. And she's fair, but she's been through things, so she has boundaries. She knows her boundaries now. So they're seeing that you have boundaries. That they might think that you're kind of, hardened like a mountain. You're just solid as well. You're reliable, but also you're tough in some ways. They might see you slightly, people that don't really care for you might see you slightly challenging in personality. Somebody who's a bit stern, maybe a bit stoic in nature. what you're hoping for. You're hoping that you won't have to look too hard to find what lights you up, what what you what you hope for. It's literally the card of holding on to hope in a dark time, but knowing that you'll find your purpose, your faith in the situation will help you find your way to where you're going. It's in reverse. So maybe in the past you had lacked hope in finding what you were looking for. And now that you've done some digging with the fox, you've you've investigated a situation and seen that there might be a glimmer of hope, but there's not as much hope in the situation as you might have initially hoped for. I don't know why I'm getting that like that. For the first time, I'm seeing these mushrooms that are growing off this tree stump. Now, the tree stump's dead. The tree's not doing well. It's been cut down, right? But he's got a place to put his stuff. He's got sustenance or something growing there. So there's still growth even after something has been changed or cut down. And the Hermit card's also a singlehood card. It's like a single life, being alone, being reclusive, and to a certain extent. So there's a lot of being alone here, but now you're finding new friends. You're making new friends at work, with the fox there. And they're finding you. You don't have to look for them. These people will show up. And I say this because in the 10th place, we have the Garden and we have the Wheel of Fortune. And the Wheel of Fortune in the upright is significant of like timing being, it's just been about time that you had some more people in your social sphere. This can also be about meetings at work, and then there being changes at work. So there's meetings about those changes, or, you're going to be having changes, or meetings about changes that maybe should be made at work. There's stuff going on at work. There's things have been up in the air, maybe a little bit all over the place, but things are starting to get more organized. People are communicating better about things. In career, you might actually find that through friends or some kind of association that you have great luck. In terms of career, you might actually find a better job. But you didn't look for it. It just came to you through somebody that you started hanging out with, maybe from work. An association of some kind. Or there could be a meeting about something very fortunate that's happening in terms of career. You might have a positive review of, maybe people in the workplace really like you, and although you're seen as tough by other people, but you get the job done. You're a hard worker, maybe. Is that what they're saying? I don't know. Something here about that. This is also, when I think of the wheel, I think of astrology, and that's kind of your thing, Aquarius. You rule astrology. So there's something here about astrology and maybe a group or some sort of group of astrologers of some kind, meetings of astrology, things like that. This is research here with the fox and the hermit too. So it's something finding you instead of you finding it. Finding an answer to something. I don't have the key here, but social life is going to be going good. I believe that Jupiter will be going into Leo very soon. And if Leo happens to be a place of partnership or socialization in your birth chart, then that might kick up your social life. Other people might be seeing you as more social because you're in a better place. It's a better timing. You've gotten more comfortable in a position, and now you're able to be, let your guard down a little, let your shoulders down, let your hair down a little bit. Like I said, an associate will be some kind of wish fulfillment. When I get the Nine of Cups next to the Wheel of Fortune, that's really nice. That is really, really nice. Just can't get better than that, really. You got the Ace of Cups, the Ace of Wands, so 2 aces, and the Wheel of Fortune. What other major arcana? The World as well. So this is completion, divine timing, completion of a cycle. It might have been delayed, so it's saying not to rush anything, not to rush in and help somebody who isn't asking for it as well as your advice. If somebody doesn't ask you for help, then, you, or maybe you need to speak up more, like I said earlier, because then here you're like not wanting to look for or investigate some kind of job situation, or yeah, you're hoping to solve some sort of issue without having to get your hands too dirty in a situation. And I feel like there's something here about that, like letting things come to their end in their divine timing and allowing the new cycle in. And you can, it's saying you don't have to be quiet, or it's saying not to be shy maybe about asking for help. So, all right, we got that. I just wanted to touch base on that again. Now, again with the Queen of Swords and the Mountain, I feel like she's cutting through. She's like using her sword to chip away at some kind of issue as well. So somebody else might see you as somebody who might be a little stubborn, or just determined to remove something from your life that is no longer serving, is like blocking your way to, investing in something better, or something here has been a challenge and you're trying to chip away at it. Okay. Excuse me. Oh my goodness. 12. I do 12 places. So I often use the 12 places, the underlying card. And so it's like, whatever's been causing you grief or sorrow, you're emotionally letting go of that and you're walking away from that. I think that this is kind of like a karmic thing where you might be releasing some friends that might have some bad habits, or just be kind of toxic here. Or maybe you're giving up drinking or smoking, anything that's kind of feels nice in the moment, maybe is, maybe it's just not good for you personally. That there's restrictions in love or partnerships or relationships, the burden here. So there's a choice being made about something that's been kind of restricting, that's been challenging and heavy to carry. It's just been a lot. And you're releasing that. You're making a choice on something. You're following your intuition about it. This is also being quiet about not speaking about how much you love somebody. Maybe it's asking you to share your emotions more about how you feel about something with somebody. Or you're nearing a different stage of a relationship as well. Because with the Ten of Wands here and the the Lover's card, a decision being made about some sort of project, some sort of big thing in your life. And you're keeping quiet about it. Very quiet, being alone. But this new thing coming in, there's 3 aces. New thing coming in is clarity on the situation. I feel like you're just kind of observing how people are in a situation You're watching people at your job, maybe watching people that you're in a relationship with, that you offer your love to. There is something here also about legacy, about what you're building. It might be about your home life. This could be a new beginning that you're celebrating, something to do with a new home of some kind, some kind of strategy of waiting for something to come in so you can feel like you can release any kind of mental holdups, hangups that you have with something in order to be successful. There's that king of rods. So this is a relationship, possibly. All right. Well, I put those cards back wrong, but whatever. So I had the 3 of Swords here. There we go. I like that I put the Sun over the 3 of Swords, though. So it means that that's going away. That's something that's clearing up now. But it's saying that you're unplugged from something. It's like you're cutting the cord with something. You're no longer attached to some kind of toxicity, betrayal, lies, manipulation. Anything dangerous that is moving away from you. Yeah, this is also, I feel like this is actions that are dangerous. This can be like being a stunt man. Something about being into something that's kind of reckless. And I did say that we were releasing that Devil card. It might be fun. It might be an opportunity to do something kind of crazy or reckless. Could be going to some kind of foreign land, even. I get that with the greenery and the snake and the over water here. Take a trip somewhere and the sun's underneath that. So that's revealing, lighting things up, more success coming in. Just might, in the past, you might have felt like you were on the outside of everything. So let's talk about the houses now. First house. You yourself might be celebrating more. You might also, if you have anything that's been troubling with your reproductive organs of any kind, this is saying that you will be fertile during this period of time. Second house of skills, finances, what we value. You value the you're attractive. You're happy that this person is attractive that maybe you got coming in, or you might be valuing a skill that's very creative that you have. You're appreciating that. You might be working on that, trying to make that into a financial business. It could be anything from being a bartender to sewing, fashion, anything, photography. I mean, she does a lot of different stuff. She's very expressive in how she presents herself. So I always think like makeup or fashion or any kind of job where she's maybe in the limelight, in the spotlight. So getting more attention that you love, just coming in, you know, in terms of you're valuing the attention you're getting right now. Maybe this is a nice change from being like the wallflower. I feel like that's what it is. Third house, communication, local places. You might go somewhere. You might go somewhere alone, and there's like a lot of things to do there, or there's a lot of communication about something to do with, maybe it's a garden or a place where there's like animals of some kind. I don't know if it's a zoo or some kind of park, or you might go someplace alone and meet somebody in your local environment, really hit it off and talk a lot about something that you know that you're excited to talk about with people. This is also communicating about some sort of financial independence or something, achieving a new milestone in terms of finances. This could be going to a bank as well and talking about your financial options with something. Fourth house, celebrating a new home, celebrating a new family member. This is the beginning of starting to look for maybe a room share of some kind, because there's 3 people here. This is new friends that you invite over to meet your parents. This could be also your girlfriend or boyfriend or whoever friend you're taking home to your parents to introduce them. This could be a family reunion as well. I don't have the 6 of Cups, but just something like that. Fifth house, romance. Somebody who you were maybe confused if they were in a relationship or not is now talking to you. Maybe you were nervous about approaching this person because you couldn't tell if they were going to be reciprocating your attraction, but you are now, and also it's being watched, right? There's something here about being watched, because he's looking through. I swear he might be just hitting his head on the door. I think he is just hitting his head on the door, but I keep seeing him as looking through a peek hole at somebody. So, and the birds is about being seen and being watched, and this is about attractiveness too. So, but also this 7 of Cups can be about what looks pretty isn't always perfect or isn't always what you think it is. So you were kind of timid about making a move or anxious about making a move or communicating to this person or situation romantically. Work life, daily routine. You're going to get a stable, solid routine down. There's going to be like less changes and fluctuation. There could be some still, but there's going to be, I think maybe in a short while when money just slightly improves, there will be more of a stable, like I do this at this time, I do this at this time. And so there'll be less juggling and more familiarity. Like there'll be more security in your day-to-day life and at work. This can also be about installing a safe at your job or some kind of security system. Relationships, something that has been a long time coming to an end is finally, this is about a gift as well. So this could be something you've been keeping secret that you're going to give to a partner that's a gift. I think it might be a surprise here, the surprise party, some kind of gathering of some kind. This can also be about the end of a situation where you felt like you had to be the one giving to the situation all the time. The other person may be able to give back, or you won't have to help this person very much longer anymore with something. This can be also any kind of partnership with any entity or anything at a distance where you received money from somebody. They might not be communicating. I don't know why I'm reading this way. Crickets in reverse. Somebody's talking about things. There's lots of communication here. So I don't understand why. It's because you weren't asking for help in something, and now you have asked for it. Or somebody that you're in a relationship may ask you for help, and you might say, look, this is the last time, or I'm not able to give you an answer right now on the matter, so I'll have to think it over. you know, delaying, you'll be delaying the process here. That's also advice for you, by the way. So Queen of Swords, 8th house. This is somebody who's had some traumas, some challenges in their life, and they've, you know, it's kind of hearted them a little bit. So this is somebody who almost wears those scars, you know. You can see that this person is troubled in some sort of way, or has been. They hold it together, but you can just tell that they've been through a lot in their life. They might not wear it very hard, but it's in their demeanor and how they carry themselves. Somebody might be saying, I'm done with this bad habit. I'm done with this this crisis situation. This is also about a decision. She's the decisive one. She's the one with discernment. So she chooses the mountains she climbs. And maybe this is somebody of the past that was somebody that cut you out of their life. It could just be talking about that past history that you have together. She made a call, and it was a challenge, possibly for you, maybe for her. These two cards are very Virgo, right? So I'm thinking that, like, there's a Virgo involved in this situation that you're hoping to get to know better. Maybe this is something to do with workplace. You're hoping to be friends with this person, or it's the 9th house of, you know, God and spiritual mysticism, and the hermit is the hermetic. You know, he's the guy, right? He's the guy who knows how to alchemize things, and he's very wise, and you might be researching something like that, or there might be some kind of spiritual path you're on that you might be lighting the way for others who are interested in and want to look into what that entails. This is somebody who's also quite alone a lot, so because they don't feel like they have anybody they can rely on in a situation. This is telling you need to ask for help. You need to let people help you out once in a while, Aquarius. And this is a Fox card's also about the job, right? So maybe you were looking for a job. Maybe you had taken a pause or a break from that at one point. You were finding it very difficult and challenging, but now you're getting back to it. And through friends, you have good luck. You find a really good career, maybe. It's a social kind of situation where you're able to... it looks like people sitting around a restaurant table or some kind of... with the... Yeah, there's alcohol here, drinks here, but there's also like games of some kind. So a place where people hang out and do games and drink. I don't know. Maybe it's a restaurant. It could be a restaurant here with these two guys. But yeah, so your social life is going to be booming at work somehow. You're going to be meeting new friends at work. Things are going to be going much better than they had. You're getting what you wish. The 12th house is about suffering, right? It's just a hard house. The 6th house and the 12th house are typically tough anyway. So, and the 8th house as well. So, it's like you expect this card to be here, but I think that whatever sadness or grief or sorrow that you have, you're walking away from what doesn't emotionally serve you anymore. Holding on to whatever is ending up clearing up. You're actually like getting some happiness now. Things are lightening up for you now. You're meeting new friends. letting go of bad habits that you've been carrying for a long time, meeting new people that you can partner up with in love or in business. And you're unplugging from anything that's been toxic or betraying, any kind of betrayal or actions of betrayal that have been, that they're actually lucky. There's something lucky about here because it cleared up something for you, a new beginning. And you might have a new home. You might have a new family, like a new family situation coming in, or a new home situation coming in from it. Your private life is going to be much more social. You're going to have more going on. All right, Aquarius, I hope you enjoyed your reading. I'll see you next time. If you would like a personal reading, you can email me at the email address on my info page. Take care. Bye.